Welcome, welcome, hello. Yours truly, Diva Lyri, representing Halo. Yes, 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 yes. Q&A. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri, representing. This is what our second show of the year, the new year 2025. So glad to be here with you. Class is in session. That's our topic tonight. Class is in session. Tonight, we're going over what's coming up in our winter 2025 season. Once again, I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri, representing for UNA Republic and UNA University. Welcome. Okay, so let's get into this thing. What are we talking about today? First of all, I need to get into our membership package, our membership trust package. Okay, for those of y'all who are interested in it, this is it. This is it. Okay, and we're going to go over what the membership trust package is. Now, it's been a while since I've gone over this, so let me make sure I am clear on what the membership trust package is. Now, I used to call this our get out of jail free card, but I don't want to attract certain type of people because I need this to be clear. What we do with UNA is not just for people who feel that it's okay to be any kind of way you want to be towards people in the public. You have to be responsible. When we use the term sovereign, and note, I did not say anything about the term citizen, but when we use the term sovereign, we're talking about somebody who has mastery of self. All right. So that means that you are responsible. That means you are respectful. All right. One of the 6 keys of the type of people that we deal with: kindness, compassion, love, honor, integrity, respect. Kindness, as a matter of fact, kindness, compassion, love, honor, integrity, respect. That's very important for us. Those are the people who we deal with. And if you're looking to get a trust, you must operate in those keys, those type of energies. All right, it's important. I've had people to come to us who are telling me about, I had this kind of felonies and I got this many reports on me and this kind of criminal background, and letting me know that you don't have respect. If that is you, this trust is not for you. All right. This is for people who care about taking control of their estate, who care about learning to walk as the nation that they are. That's what this is for. So I want to make that clear. So if you're coming here and you've got all kind of felonies or issues and you think the po-po messing with me, they picking on me, this is not for you. This is not for you. All right, I need to make that clear of who I'm speaking to and who I'm not. All right. So when we're talking about our membership trust document, this is your certified trust. These go on record, showing that you have claimed title to your estate. Those of y'all who have studied, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Also, it comes with a membership badge. And this badge is very important because when we had people who were dealing out here with their jobs and other people who were trying to force them into taking certain things like a jab or putting things in your body, telling you that, you're not going to get money if you don't take it. Okay. This membership trust badge, it makes it clear that you are a member of UNA. All right. And standing with UNA, what that means is that you have stated what the laws are of your God. You have stated what the laws are of your God. And once you make that statement, then that has to be respected by everybody on this planet. So that means that when they're trying to come at you and force you into any kind of contract, you have the right now to say, hey, well, my God said we don't put those things in our vessel. And this goes against what our religious beliefs are. So now you're starting to really stand under what your God says, as opposed to allowing somebody to do something to your vessel that goes against what your God says. Okay. All right. We're going to get into that tonight too. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, but that's the membership trust badge. Also, we have an allodial ID. This deals with your spiritual name. All right. When you come into the class, you're going to get an education. I'll go over that in a second. But this membership badge deals with your corporation name. This allodial ID deals with your spiritual name. There's a QR code that gives you the ability to access your certified trust documents that are on record, not only with the county, but with UNA. We are also, with our membership trust package, going to put your trust documents on record. Okay, so they're going to be on record with the county. They're going to be on record with UNA. Also, it comes with an education that I spoke about earlier. The education is very important because these are tools. These are tools. They serve as weapons. But if you don't know how to use the tool and the weapon, they cannot work for you. So that education is very important because it helps you to learn what these things are, what the power of them are. All of the trust documents, what are they? What is it? How do I use it? What is the purpose of it and the power of it for me? Okay, so the membership trust package, find the link in the bio. All right, you can go to unauniversity.com as well and join the membership. Enroll in the membership trust program so that you can get into the course, take the class, and then get your membership trust. Okay, all right, let's go. Now, for those of you all who have been looking for the book, all right, this is the UNA Beginner Law Book. Okay, now I spoke about our God and what our God says that we don't allow in our bodies or in our vessels. Well, this book has maxims of law. And if you know what maxims of law are, you know that they are the highest laws. Okay, all courts have to respect maxims of law. There are maxims of law all throughout this book. There's 200 and something of the maxims. They're coming straight from the Bible. So those of y'all who know, you know that the maxims of law are very high. And this is why we tell you so often about the hierarchy of law chart, which is in this book as well. Okay, so hierarchy of laws. You get right here, you got your maxims of law right here under natural laws. Maxims of law. What is the maxims or laws of maxim? Well, these are laws that come directly from the Bible. Okay, in all courts across this planet, have to respect laws that are coming directly from the Bible. You got to learn how to start standing on them. So the beginner law book, it's got again the hierarchy of law. It's got the universal laws in here. All right. It also has the vibratory frequency chart. Very important. We listen. Also, it's got the societal totem pole as well as the civilization cycle. What we want you to do is take these charts, put them up on your walls, put them on your refrigerator, put them on your mirrors. This is why we give you extra charts. Now, most of these are already in the book, but we don't want you tearing the book up. We give you these extra ones so that you can put them up on your wall, all right? Frame them or do whatever you need to do, but let them be in your face so that they can become a part of you. Very important. The UNA Beginner Law Book, you can get either the ebook, all right, or you can get the physical copy. You can find us on unauniversity.com, or find the link in the bio, all right? You can get this now. For those of y'all who are wanting any of these, please, especially my TikTok people, go ahead and leave your name, your number, and your email in the inbox. Your name, number, and email, leave that in the inbox, and then we're going to get with you, all right, if you're interested in becoming a member in any other kind of way. Now, speaking of membership, we've got 3 wonderful membership packages. 3. All right, so now let's talk about this first one. It's called Awakened. This is for those of you all who are starting to learn this information and you're starting to walk on that, what we call a spiritual path. Now, I'm going to say this because I've had in the past people say, well, you know, when you say spiritual, that's kind of spooky. That's when you don't, I'm uncomfortable. Well, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Those of us who are awakened, well, then we know what that means. And we understand that everything in our dimension is alive. We get it. For those of y'all who are awakened and you want to gain more knowledge of that, you want to get closer to spirit, to source, whatever you want to call it, the universe, to God, or whatever you want to call it, this is for you, all right? And what comes with this is we have our inspirational segments that we do twice a week, or 2 days out of the week, twice per day of those 2 days. So when you join this, you're going to get once a week. We're going to send you an inspirational message, all right? Text and an email. And also, you're going to have discounted consultations with this. So this is only $10 a month. This is great for those of you all who are awake and you want to start to learn more about spirit and get closer to spirit. This right here, this package, $10 a month. That's for you. Also, we have our next package, Transcendence. This is only $30 a month. All right. This is a wonderful package. Once again, for those of you all who are moving into more of learning to stand on your own and understanding what's going on in this game. Okay. So $30 a month for this Transcendence package. And what comes with it is you're going to get 2 inspirational texts per week. So once in the morning and the evening on our first day, and then once in the morning in the evening on our second day. Also, we're going to do a personalized audio. Why? Because I'm going to say your name, say your name. That's right. I'm saying your name. It's going to be personalized because I want to get to know you. Or I want to be able to say your name so I know who you are when I'm talking to you. Also, you're going to get to access a pre-recorded private video. So we do our private sessions in the university. You're going to get the opportunity to see one of those per month, all right, where we upload that, and then you're going to have access to be able to see that. Also, you're going to get discounted consultations, all right? This is, once again, the Transcendence, all right? Now, for those of you all who are looking to come into the university or preparing yourself, so, okay, I want to be ready to go into the university, we have the Luminosity package, all right? This is $100 a month. Now, with this package, you're going to get the 2 weekly emails, and you will have the personalized audio. We're also going to give you access to the Zoom, one of our first classes, our Monday class. You're going to have access to that class. All right. This is $100 a month. This one here. You're also going to have the ability to participate in some of our programs. Mortgage elimination is one of them. Car tax trust. Also, when you need help, any kind of legal assistance, we do provide that to some degree. All right. Well, we do consultations, and you will have a discounted consultation as the Luminosity member. And you get the opportunity once again to come into class, and you'll also get that free access to one of the videos. All right. One of the private videos. So this is the Luminosity program. It's $100 a month. Once again, you can find the link in the bio. All right. And we look forward to seeing you as a member. Now, let's get on our premium members, if you will, which is our students. Okay. I'm going to pull this up. Let's pull up the screen here and let's take a look at some things. Thank you. All right. So now you can go to unauniversity.com. All right. And so here, this is where you will find our classes for this winter 2025. So I'm going to get into the classes for this season. Now, I talked earlier about a sovereign having mastery of self. So for those of y'all, once again, who are interested in joining the UNA University, let me say this again. Class starts January 13th, 2025. January 13th, 2025. If you're interested in enrolling, we need you to come to the site, unauniversity.com, or leave your name, number, and email in the inbox so that we can get to you. Name, number, and email in the inbox so that we can get to you, because we're enrolling now. We will start on the 13th of January, and we want to see you face in the place. All right, so let's get to it. First class, which is going to be our Monday class from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is going to deal with self-mastery. Now, one of the things that we have to understand, and I get it, in this society, people are desperate. We don't have money, and this is scarcity, and this is this. When you have self-mastery, that is not your story, period. When you have self-mastery, all of these issues that are coming up, all of this fear-mongering that is coming up, that is not your story, all right? So you got to recognize that the real wealth is within you, and you got to know that. See, I need to go into this, and then I'm going to carry on with this, because I got a couple of topics that I want to speak on, and then I'm going to get out of here. But one of the things you'll hear people saying, we Christians, and God is great, and all the time God is good. And okay, listen, if you know that, then stand on it. If you know that, because people say that and they're giving this lip service, but here in self-mastery, we're walking the talk. So when you get to that point, when you walk the talk, there's certain things that don't come out of your mouth. There's certain things that don't enter into your mind, because you know God is good all the time, and all the time, what? God is good. Well, then know that and walk it. That's what self-mastery is about. As you know, we get into understanding, again, I'm going back into this, universal laws, because I talked about the hierarchy of laws, but universal laws, what is this about? Really walking this, because when you know these laws and you really understand, here you go. No, we wanted to hold it up. But when you know these laws and you really understand what's going on with the universal laws, you got a different walk. You have a different talk. And so this is why it's important to understand self-mastery, because when you are master of self, then all of this fear-mongering, that goes out the window. Okay, so self-mastery. I'm going to say this again, going back into, I need to get on the hierarchy of law. And I'm going to just put it up here real quick. All right, so I'm trying to turn it straight. All right, you can get these hierarchy of laws in when you get the beginner law book. Either you can get the ebook or you can get the physical copy, and we'll send a copy of these to you. But understanding these, the hierarchy of laws. As a sovereign, you're here. As a citizen, you're sitting as a slave. A sovereign is a master of self. Please don't let people call you a sovereign citizen. I need to say this. I need to say what a sovereign citizen is. First of all, I need y'all to understand that term sovereign citizen is what they use to call you what they call you a terrorist. That's what that means. And so you don't want to let them call you that. Okay. Let's be clear. A sovereign citizen is really somebody who thinks they have authority that they don't. That's the cops. The cops are sovereign citizens, and these judges, they're sovereign citizens, that they're doing things and they really don't have authority to be doing the things that they're doing. Those are sovereign citizens. Now, when you are acting as a sovereign or standing as a sovereign, you have to have mastery of self. And what does that mean? When we're going back to the universal laws, a lot of times people don't understand why energies come upon them. They think that things are happenstance. And when you know these universal laws, you'll know that nothing is happenstance. When you understand the universal laws, then what you'll see are energies. You'll see it like numbers, pretty much like the Matrix when that guy was like, "Oh, I just see numbers. There's a red dress, blonde hair." You'll get it because you understand the laws. So when you see an energy coming upon somebody, you'll know what you're looking at because you'll start to understand the language of the universe. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't understand that the universe has a language. And that's what self-mastery is. When you understand mastery of self, then there's certain things you don't need. For example, when you master self, you don't need a government. Let's be clear on this. So what happens is, because we have forgotten how to govern ourselves, a government had to step in to help you govern self. What is a government? Govern means to control. Ment means mind. Government means control of the mind, because you or the people forgot how to govern themselves. So when you don't govern yourself, then a government has to step in. And people talking about, "Oh, what the popo?" Let me be clear here about UNA University for the agents that are watching. UNA is not here to degrade or defeat the purpose of the beings that show up in this dimension. Whether it be some quasi-government, the cops, the popo, or nothing else. We respect your purpose. Do what you're supposed to do. The only thing we're saying is we're not willing to contract with you, period. That's what we're saying. Our purpose is to make sure we maintain our anonymity from you. All right? So the other thing is, with that being said, when you do things that are against other people, then the universe is going to step in and create entities to control you. What does that mean? A lot of people are not getting this when they have somebody stealing something from them. They want to blame it on everybody else. And I get it. We haven't been taught these laws. If we had been taught these laws from the beginning, there's a lot of things that are in this dimension that would not be here. So when you are doing harm to others, you're stealing from others, you need to understand you can't steal from somebody without stealing from yourself. When you think nobody's watching, please know that somebody is always watching. I'm going to say this again because somebody's not getting it. When you think nobody's watching, please know that somebody's always watching. When you steal from somebody, you have stolen from yourself. So when somebody is robbing your house or doing these other things to you, please know it is an energy that you brought upon yourself. No, Diva, that ain't right, because people just be out here stealing. Yes, because you be out here stealing. Master yourself. When we really understand what's going on and what the laws are in this dimension, a lot of things will disappear that we don't even care to be here, because we will have mastered self. When you master self, the government has to disappear. Okay. The next class that we have is called tax credit. Tax credit. All right. What we're dealing with is, first of all, taxes and your credit. Now, when people hear about taxes, it brings some kind of scary energy. Oh, taxes, gotta pay. No, see, not with us. See, when we hear that word taxes, we think cha-ching. I need that to be made clear. Now, I don't speak about this side generally in the public, because when people come in, I need them to be coming into the university because they care to learn, period. I don't need you there because we what? The money is there. But if you don't change your mindset, then you can't see it. All right. So with taxes, we're going into what the laws are, what your rights are. We're going to show you. Not gonna just talk about it. I'm gonna show you in writing from the documentation of the federal side, and then help you to understand who it is that's actually taking money from you, what the difference is between a federal versus state. You got to know these things. Why? Now, I need to go into this because people want the money. Oh, we want the money, Diva. Where the money? Well, then what happens when the agents step up to you and they say to you, well, you know, fraudulent. I need y'all to understand these agents, listen, they will put you in a contract. And if you don't know who you are, they're going to have you jacked up because you're going to sign a contract that you're not supposed to be signing. You don't have to sign because you don't know who these people are that are coming at you. You don't understand the lies. All right. Some people, by the way, are indoctrinated. They've been telling us the stuff for 30, 40, 50, 60, and then now you got to undo that and unlearn everything you've learned. You got to know who's who and what's what. If you don't, then somebody's going to get you into a contract and you're going to be blaming it on everybody else but yourself. So it's not about just having the money. Do you have the knowledge to hold on to it in so many different ways? One, do you understand who the agents are? Two, do you understand how to be a good steward of what's coming to you? Because we've helped people get hundreds of thousands, literally. Hundreds of thousands, literally. And if you don't know who you are and you are not a good steward, it's going to be gone. We've seen it. We don't care to have you in that position. So that's why we have, self-mastery and our spiritual side, because if you don't get the spiritual side first and all the spiritual side, oh, that's spooky. We're not talking to you because you're going to mess up. We're talking to people who really want to learn, who want to have knowledge of self and mastery of self. Because once you get all of the benefits and the resources that you're looking for, do you know how to handle yourself? Here's the other thing. 3, spiritually, are you intact? Because you know what they say money does. It only enhances who you already were. If you are somebody who is irresponsible, a loser, I'm going to use that term, then it's going to enhance that. If you are somebody who is a good steward of whatever you have, then it's going having the money is only going to enhance who you already are. So we're looking for people who are responsible, who walk in kindness, compassion, and love, honor, integrity, respect. Very important, because we need those attributes to be enhanced. Okay, so that's the tax side. Credit, we're dealing with what your credit score looks like, cleaning it up, enhancing that, showing you how to leverage things using your credit. So we learn how to walk on the private and the public side, both. No, they don't mix. You don't want to mix them. But when you want to walk on the public side, do you know how to walk? When you want to walk on the private side, do you know how to walk? On the public side, when we're looking at credit, all of these, any kind of report, credit report, criminal report, what other driving report, those are reflections of who you are on a spiritual level. People don't get it. People don't get it. Nah, they picking at us because we's black people. No. When we're looking at credit, your credit score is saying, it's telling whether or not you are responsible, whether or not you honor your word. Do you honor your word? That's what it's saying. So when you see a lower credit score, you're looking at somebody who said that, I'm gonna do this, yeah, I'm gonna sign my name and I'm gonna do this, but then you didn't do what you agreed to do. But Diva, it's fraud. They's fraudulent. Yes, yes, they are. Yeah, yes, and let me tell you something. One of the things that we learn how to do in UNA, we learn how to count. That's part of what this tax program is. We learn how to count. What does that mean? Count, Diva. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. See, they didn't teach you how to count. You need to learn how to count like the Jews count. Yeah, because this is how we count. Well, 1 for me, and 1 for you, and 1 for me, and 2 for you, and then 3 for me, and that's how you count. But Jews don't count like that. No, they count like this. They go, 1 for me, and 1 for you, and 1 for you, and then 1, 2 for me, and 3 for you, and 1, 2, 3 for me, 4 for you, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. Y'all didn't learn how to count. Every $1 you think you received, somebody stole 11. You gotta learn how to count. But getting back to the whole credit deal is that when you say you're going to do something, when you write your name, you know how they say, my word is bond? Well, your signature is bond. It's bonding you to whatever this agreement is that you've made. Did you honor what you said you would do? And if your credit score is not good, then it's saying that you're not honorable. When you change who you are, your credit score will reflect that. Yes, there's fraud going on, but that doesn't negate the fact that you agreed to do something. Now, if you're wanting to come out of the whole agreement, as we show our students, you got to go through it on a legal level. You got to fight them legally to come out of the contract, or you can honor your word and come out even better. This is why you learn with the tax side. You learn how to count like the Jews. You got to learn how to count. If you don't listen, this is what I'm saying. When you understand the game, then you're not upset about, oh, well, there's fraud going on. Because here, I'm going back to these rules again, universal laws. All right, everything has duality. Where's that down here? Polarity, duality, universal law of polarity. Everything has duality. What does that mean, Diva? Well, if somebody's throwing something at you, every dirt that somebody tries to bury you with, you brush it off your shoulder and you step up on it. Everything has duality. That same dirt they trying to use to bury you, when you learn what it is, when you gain knowledge, you step up on it and then use it to elevate yourself. Birth certificate, Social Security card, debt, traffic ticket, all of those are assets. These so-called taxes, you don't look at it like that anymore. You start to learn that everything has duality and you can use it to your advantage. The same thing that somebody's trying to use to keep you down, you use that same item or element to uplift yourself. Laws of duality. Everything has duality. So when you start talking about credit now you're not having credit's coming. No, because when you change this in here, when you change your mind, your credit is going to reflect it. It's going to automatically reflect it. So those are our classes for this season. Going back to it, self-mastery and tax credit. We got some powerful classes always. This season is going to be a lot of fun. So once again, if you're interested in being a part of UNA University, we want you to go ahead and, especially if you're on TikTok, name, number, email, put it in the inbox. You can find us on unauniversity.com, okay? And let's get you enrolled in class starting January 13th, UNA University. Let's go. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple of things and I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to hit it and quit it. I'm going to hit it and quit it. Let me see who is in the house. I want to say hello to Deborah. Welcome. How can we purchase? Deborah, you can find us at unauniversity.com. The Purple Life Guy says, I just DM you my information. Let's go, Purple Life Guy. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for joining. All right, I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. My people on YouTube, welcome and thank you for the love and the likes. Okay. I think this is our second session this year. It seems like our first one. I don't know why. But this is our second session. I really had a great session with our friend last week. As we, I had a gentleman to come on, so knowledgeable, loved it. I love it when my brothers study. I love it. Sandra L says, could you answer concerning the agreed amount of from the trust? I'm not sure what that question means. I get a lot in our community. A judge called me a terrorist several times. Oh my goodness. Sandra L. Hello, Genesis. I'm so sorry you went through that. I didn't mean to laugh. But listen, these people, they try to call you terrorists, right? And the deal is that listen, let me go into this. Thank you, Sandra. So let me go into this so y'all can understand what's going on. All right. So there is the United States Corporation. All right. For those of y'all who studied, you know what I'm talking about. There's two United States. Okay, Sandra L. I'll get to that in a second. That's a private question, Sandra. So we'll ask that. I'll answer that in your consultation. But basically, you sign over a promissory note for the school so that you can enter into our. We have a program whereby you can enter in this $444 per month, okay, and then you sign over a promissory note. But the only thing you have to be worried about is the $444. All right. So now, getting back into this. There's two United States. There's the United States of America, which is the body of land dealing with what you see on the quote unquote map. I'm not going into how wrong it is, but what you see on the map, this, when we're talking about the different states, Florida and California, North Dakota, South Dakota, Maine, all of that, that's the body of land that's dealing with the United States of America. Now, there's another organization called United States with no dealings with America that is in Washington, D.C. It's a corporation. This corporation has stolen or usurped the authority from the true United States of America. Now, I need to explain this because I need you to understand why you're being called a terrorist. All right. Now, the reason why it's important to understand the difference because the United States is a corporation that is in Washington, D.C., and that is the only place that they have authority. Well, the problem is that the masses have believed that this corporation is truly government, which it is not. It's a private corporate entity. Now, all of these, when you're going into these lower courts, they belong to this corporation called United States. When you're voting for a CEO of this corporation that resides in Washington, D.C., called the United States. You're not voting for a president for the United States of America, this whole body of land. No, you're just voting for somebody who's a president of this corporation called United States. Now, the problem here is that these people have made the masses believe that they are the ones with authority when they're not. What they've done is they've had all of these other corporations to pledge allegiance to them. Meanwhile, you're going into court, and all of these courts are part of their organization. And so when you're now saying to them, hey, I don't care to contract with you, I am of the United States of America, not of the United States. Well, now they want to call you an enemy to the state. They want to call you a terrorist, when the truth is they're the terrorists. The truth is they are the sovereign citizens pretending to be. That's why you hear that term, or that quasi-government. That means fake. That means fake. When they say, oh, we're operating under color of law, we're operating under fake law is what they're saying. All right. So Sandra said where the usurpation comes in. Well, is when it happened in 1871 with the Act of 1871 that you won't find nowhere on public record or on the internet, because they took it down, because they're hiding the fact that it's not a true government. It's owned by Britain. The original Act of 1871, it specifically went in and said that, and it told you verbatim, Act of 1871. Well, it's these people who pretending to be government. It was created fraudulently by so-called Congress, who didn't have the authority to create this organization called the United States. And Britain, the Queen of England, was part of the controller of this organization. But the masses are not aware of that. All right. So again, you got to know law. It's not about you just getting in here and, oh, I'm going to get some money. And if you're under that type of mindset, you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. We're not looking to talk to you. What we were dealing with people who care to learn. All right. So, but yeah, just wanted to get that out. Thank you for that question. And if you have any other questions, I want y'all to ask so that we can get them answered. My people in TikTok, welcome. I need y'all to like and share. My people on YouTube, please. All right. I want to get into another topic. And thank you for that question, Sandra. We will have a consultation with you, because I think Sandra is a student, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now I want to get into this video, because I had somebody, actually a student I was talking to and dealing with, and my student was saying to me about where he is in his life. Now, one of the things when I give consultation to my students is we got to make sure that you have a vision in your mind, because I have people just out here willy-nilly doing stuff. All right, I want a job, and I don't like my job, and I want to do something, and then you don't have a vision in your mind where you care to go. And if you're not being specific about what you care to see, then the universe is going to give you what you ask for. And the problem is, some of y'all don't realize what you're asking for. So I'm going to give an example. I have people who are in financial situations whereby, oh, I don't like my job, I'm not really making the money I want, these things. And then instead of being specific about what they care to see, they just say, well, I hate it. Well, okay, what do you care to see? And instead of saying what they care to see is just about what they hate. Here's the problem. When you are speaking things, you are creating a contract. So I'll say this as I've said it before. Every word that you speak is a contract. Every word out of your mouth is a contract to the universe and to every cell in your body. So when you speak these things, be very mindful of what you're saying out of your mouth, because as you speak it, so shall it be in your third dimension. So when you keep complaining about, oh, I hate this and I can't stand that and I don't like that and don't care to do this, your universe is going to bring you more of what you said you don't want. You're just going to get more of everything you said you don't want. Why? Because the universe doesn't understand that. Universe only understands everything that you're saying. So when you say, I don't want this, universe doesn't hear don't. It just heard want this. It heard I want this. All that don't stuff, we can't even exist in that arena. This is not where we are. So the universe doesn't even recognize this. So you say, I don't like this. Put out the don't side. Universe said, I like this. And that's what you're going to get. I need y'all to understand this, because everything you're saying is a contract, but you're not recognizing that the universe, certain things in that contract, the universe doesn't recognize. Terms like not, the universe don't recognize that. So when you're speaking, be clear about what you do care to see. You ever heard this saying, and it says, a worry is a prayer for what you don't want? A worry is a prayer for what you don't want. So that if you're worrying, the only thing you're going to get is the exact thing that you're worrying about. It's the same way with everything outside of your mouth. You keep talking about what you don't like and what you don't care to see. That's what's going to keep showing up. But you women who keep talking about, oh, these men, they low down, rotten, dirty. That's who's going to show up in your third dimension. Exactly what you keep calling. Congratulations. If that's what you're getting, then I know what you're asking for. I know. Because everything that's showing up in your third dimension, you called it. If you don't care to see it, don't call it. This is why we want to be very clear and mindful of what it is that we're saying that we care to see in our third dimension. So with that being said, when I had this student say to me the other day, well, you know, I'm the kind of person, I believe it when I see it. I don't know why in the ham sandwich he said that to me, because he knows good and well, if you don't believe it, you won't see it. That is clear as day. This is why you in the situation you in, friend, sir, student, because you don't believe it. And this is why it never shows up for you. Listen up. I had this situation where I did a consultation with a student, and I told him step by step what to do. I said, do this, do this, do this, and you're going to have your home. This is the plan. I'll put it out here so you can get it. So we go through these steps. I said, I'm going to give you a little bit of detail so you can understand what I'm talking about. I said, this is what I need you to do. All right. I need you. We're going to go and look at this house. I'm setting this house up. Let's go look at this. All right. So I just need you to put the application in. Put the application in. Don't worry about anything else. I said, put the application in. So I called back to this person and I said, did you put the application in? Well, I don't know how, because I don't have the money and I ain't put it in. Did you like the house? Well, yeah, but I don't know about the house. Did you like the house? Yeah, well, why didn't you put the application in? Well, because I ain't have the money. Now, here's the thing that I said. I just need you to put the application in. The money will show up. The money's gonna show up. Put the application in. But I ain't got the money. I said put the application in. But I said, look, the money would have shown up if you put the application in. But I'm that kind of person. I believe it when I see it. Well, dude, if you don't believe it, you will never see it. I just told you to put the application in. And because he didn't do what I just said, look, you could have been there in that house. Well, because I didn't see it. Okay. See, this is what I mean when all y'all talking about, well, you know what? All the time, God is good and good is God. God is good. Y'all say these things. This is lip service because y'all don't ever allow God to work for you. You don't. It's a whole thing about, well, I believe it when I see it. Well, if you don't believe it, you will never see it. And because he didn't believe, one of the people, oh, God is good, then why you didn't put the application in like I asked you to? Yeah, because you don't really believe. And until you start believing and you allow God to work for you the way you say you know how great God is, then you're going to keep walking around here acting like, well, it don't work. And I don't believe it because I ain't never seen it. You'll never see it because you don't believe. And those of us who have self-mastery, we go beyond believing. We know. We know. And so that's the issue here. When we learn to trust these laws and know that the universe is working for us, all kinds of things will show up in your third dimension. First of all, recognize that every word you speak is a law. And when you're saying stuff like, well, I believe it when I see it, well, then you will never see it. Because the real world is right up here in your mind. Everything you seeing out here in this third dimension, your mouse, your computer, your TV, your cell phone, all of that is the past. That's you living this the past right here. The real world is right here. Everything that you see comes from somebody's mind. Everything that you're looking at in your third dimension, it came from somebody's mind. This is the past. When you really want to create, this is where it starts, in the mind. This is the real world. And until you understand that, until you start, well, I believe it, so I can see it. Until you get to that level where you know, now it's more than belief. You know it. You know that when you see it up here, it's already done. That's the real world. That's when you're walking in self-mastery. All right. I want to show something. This is a guy who he has a farm. He has a farm, and he makes a lot of money. Give me a sec. All right, so I want to go into this and what he's
spend with my family. The one thing that I really do appreciate about a greater level of income is being able to invest in our kids, being able to invest back into the company, having that opportunity to finally be able to save. It changes everything. So guys, never give up.
What's one entrepreneurship myth that you actually believed that held you back?
And honestly, this one really did hurt. I always believed that my progress and my gains would be based on some type of initial huge seed money amount. Like I needed a whole bunch of money in order to even put my thought to use, when it was the absolute truth. I did it with nothing. We had $0. And it held me back for years thinking that I'm not going to see this through fruition unless I have the money first. Well, I put the thought in the process first and the money came later. And I wish I would have known that in the beginning. I put a $sign on believing in myself. The idea doesn't come to life. It doesn't come to fruition unless you have it and unless you believe in it.
Awesome. Tell us what the difference is.
Right there. The idea doesn't come to fruition unless you believe in it. He had to put the thought right here in his mind first. It wasn't until he had the thought and he said, okay, well, let's do it. Let's start moving towards it. In his mind, he's thinking at first, well, I got to have all this money to do this and I got to have all this money to do that. But no, when he started taking steps, stuff started coming together for him. And this is what I'm trying to tell my student. Take the step. Put the application in and watch everything happen. But instead of doing that, and I got to go into this because we got to understand how we hurt ourselves with this kind of thinking. Instead of putting in the application, all right, then he could have gotten to the point where he had his home and then he got these other things. I can't go, into detail on everything that happened. But in keeping it brief, all right, you get this home, now you can make a whole bunch of other moves. All right, now once you have this home, now we can get you into a permanent home. We can get you that larger home that you want so you can do all these other things. But instead of doing that, you over here cramped up, unhappy, frustrated. And here's the other thing. Well, I ain't had the money and I gotta. And then this whole thought about spending money on something. Listen to me. Everything has duality. Now, when y'all gotta understand, see, we get to the point where when we spend money, it's an investment. When we spend money, it's an investment. Everything has duality. You got to stop looking at it as though, I don't know if I had it. What are you talking about? You make a lot of money. There's no reason for you to be over here in this place being unhappy and miserable and frustrated and cramped up when you could have been in this place. And not only in this place are you investing, mentally, you are in a different place. Again, I can't help you if you're not willing to see. Some people want to stay cramped up. Some people not wanting to move to the next level. I'm not talking to you. But if I see you over here living like this, there's no way I can get in business with you when we're talking about, multifamily units and we're making tens of thousands a month. I can't talk to you when you're not handling your business properly over here. I can't talk to you. But you over here cramped up. Had you done what I told you to do, you would have been here, you would have been investing, and you would have been making a whole lot more money. But until you can see it, all right, let me rephrase it, till you can quote unquote believe it, then you'll never see it. He didn't want to believe. Okay, stay over here. But for my people who ready to go to the next level, and you understand that everything you spend now is no longer just spending it, it's an investment, then we can go to the next level. All right. So I want to get into this other topic and then I'm going to get out of here. I've been hearing this thing going on with guys who are just disrespectful to the feminine. And I've been wanting to speak on this, and I need to go ahead and hit it now. And I was very fortunate to talk to a brother who's knowledgeable last week. And I say that because this is very refreshing You don't find too many brothers who have an understanding of really what's going on, who they are, what this dimension is about. You don't. And when you meet one, you got to give props. I got to give props. So anyway, I did have the opportunity to speak to the brother last week. Now, but with that being said, I want to speak on this because I've seen situations, and there's this one person in particular. He speaks in law, but he has a hatred for the feminine. And so what you'll see is these guys, like, they'll get mad at another guy. And he goes, and you start off talking about a guy. And he'll say, oh, I hate this guy. He's terrible. And this guy, this, and he called me this, and that guy, that. And then he said, he's a female. He's a feminine. He's low. He's weak, a weak female. It's like, what the hell, savage? What are you doing? Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. So I'm listening to this guy, and give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm listening to this guy, and all right, so I'm listening to this guy speak. So I'm listening to this guy speak about how he hates this other guy, but then he goes on to diss the feminine, where he's just spewing this hate, like, oh, he is a female, he is low, he is weak. And I'm like, what is wrong with you that you would have so much hatred and disdain and disrespect for the feminine when you're talking about this guy and you want to equate him to? So I need to say this because this is telling me that he's got issues with his mother. Some woman did him very wrong, and this was as a child, for him to have this kind of hate and disdain for the feminine. Let me say this and be clear on this, women and men too. There is nothing weak about the feminine. Let's be clear on this. The feminine is where everything begins. The feminine holds the feminine and the masculine. It's not about dissing anybody or anything like that, but let's be clear on this. Batu, that's that brother that I spoke to last week. All right, so there's nothing weak about the feminine, but I do want to say this. As we spoke about last week, there's a changing coming on, and we want to be very, very careful about how we treat each other, men and women. All right, there is a changing of the guard, and I talk about this all the time. Changing, there's a constant shift, and you want to be very mindful of how you treat people, and even things that are not people, that you think are not alive, like AI. How you treat AI and how you feel about AI, be cognizant. It's not just a dead entity, nothing. But I'm not going into AI right now, but be careful and cognizant of how you treat everybody, especially if you think they're underneath you, whether it be animals or AI, computers, men, children, especially children. Be mindful of the people who you think are beneath you, because you're going to see them again. You are spiritually connected. And I want to play this video where it talks about that. All right. Because men who want to be disrespectful to women, be cognizant of the fact that you will see them again. You will see women again. You're going to see everybody again. Men, women, children. whatever, be cognizant of how you treat people, because there is a constant shift, a constant changing. And the people, as they say, that you step on your way up, you will see them on your way down, and you better pray that they treat you with kindness, unlike you treated them. I want to go into this. Let me play this video.
I was a ball boy with the Clippers. I go in the first day, Lakers versus Clippers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I screw up because it's my first day. So he's pretty intense, which made him great, but he on me like, boy, blah, blah, blah. I went home crying to my mom. Next game, Sixers, Clippers, and there's Dr. J. He said, son, why'd you give me so many socks? And I said, I don't know. They told me to put 6 pairs on everybody's locker. And he goes, I don't need 6 pairs of socks. How many feet do you think I have? I go, 2. And he goes, that's right. He goes, how many siblings do you have? I said, 5. He said, perfect. He goes, grab them. And he signed each of the pairs, and then he grabbed a basketball and he signed it for me. Here's where it got interesting. As I got older, I had so many opportunities to hire Kareem for a lot of money, and I would call Dr. J. I was a ball boy with the Clippers.
Okay. So now, with that, one second. With that, let's break that down. This guy was a ball boy with the Clippers. And when he started as a ball boy, he said he didn't do a good job or what have you. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar treated him very badly and had him crying when he went home. And so next thing you know, Dr. J, he says, he put a whole bunch of socks on into Dr. J's lockers. And Dr. J's like, well, why you give me so many socks? Yeah, I only have 2 feet. How many siblings you got in your family? And so Dr. J signed all of the socks. Now, again, this is a young guy. When he was young, he's looking at how these people treated him, so that now he gets older and now he's the one on top. A changing of the guard. Changing now. Now he's on top. And he's got the opportunity to give a lot of money to these 2 people. Well, who's he going to do business with? Well, the one who treated him well. Once again, the same people who you step on your way to the top, you will see them on your way back down. This is why you want to be mindful of how you treat people right here, right now. Because here's a situation where this man, only reason why now he wants to do business and do kind things for Kareem or for Dr. J is because Dr. J was kind to him, whereas Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was not. Who gonna get stepped on? I hope y'all getting this. Again, this is self-mastery. This is self-mastery. So now when we're really starting to understand this, these are the laws that come into play. Whatever energies you put out must come back. These are our universal principles that we talk about. Whatever energies you put out, they must come back. And so to my brothers who have your disdain for women, I hope you find a way to find peace with women in your life. Find a way, because at this time there is a changing of the guard, and all of these males who are showing disdain for the feminine, that is not going to keep happening. As I've said, she's got a DNA that is turning on right now as we speak. All of this advantage that males think they have, that's going to disappear. That's going to disappear. This whole advantage that you think you have, this whole macho bravado thing, this alpha male, that's going to disappear. So make sure you start learning to have a respect for the feminine, because you don't have to recognize it. I already told you, this is what's happening. There is a changing of the guard. Don't step on the feminine, because you will be stepping on yourself. Let's be clear on that. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right. Lastly, before I get out of here, I want to thank all you all for joining. We're gonna do a show together, brother. We're gonna get together. I'm gonna call you. We're gonna do a show together. Don't forget, if you're interested in the UNA University, make sure you leave your name, number, email in the inbox. Make sure that if you're looking to get the books, you can go to unauniversity.com, find us there, and let's go. Let's get you these books. Let's get you everything you're looking for. All right, now, lastly, I want to get on this. I was talking to my uncle a couple of days ago, and we were talking about business. And I remember he said something about how he likes to support, quote unquote, Black or melanated owned businesses. But the problem is that the prices are too high, is what he said. So I had to give him an understanding of what's going on, and I hope this brings shed some light on you guys. So I'm gonna give you an example. We have you all know about my company, D's Nuts. D's Nuts by Diva Lyri. That stands for Diva Lyri's Nuts. Okay, so you all know about These Nuts, and These Nuts is one of those a company that I just started for fun. Now, when I first started this, I had to source all of my products. Okay, so now at first I was going to just have another company to produce the nuts and just sell them, from that company, right? But I was having a problem getting it from that company and what have you. So I just decided to go ahead and source the products myself. Now, regardless of whether I bought the products where it's already packaged or I put it in my own packaging, which I have to understand is that the markup is going to have to be greater for me to even make a profit off of it. So for example, let's say Kroger's can sell these nuts for maybe $3, $2, $2.50, or something like that. I think it was, right? They can sell something like this for $2.50, $3. And they're going to make a profit because they're going to buy in bulk. They're going to buy $100,000 worth of product, and maybe at the end of the day, maybe they make $200,000 off of that product. Well, I'm not going to be able to buy that much product, right? So now when I put these in the mail, by the time I get finished putting these in the mail and shipping them, I might have made $10 if I sell them at the same price that Kroger's is selling them. I might make 10 cents, 20 cents, because when I package, in my case, when I package, when I source my packaging for my nuts, when I source the nuts themselves and all of that, and then the shipping costs. So by the time I get finished packaging it, it might have been 10 cents to 20 cents, maybe a couple of dollars. Or no, it wouldn't even be a couple of dollars, because if it's at $2, it might have come out to at the most 30 cents. All right, so that's not really much of a profit. Now, for me, fortunately, I sell these things. If I make money, great. I tend to give them away because I really I like to give, so it's not a big deal for me. But if somebody's really in business, looking to make money off of a product like this, they're gonna have to put a higher price on it than what you would get from, for example, a Kroger. So my whole thing was that, and he said, you know what? I never thought about it like that. And so he said, you should tell people about that. So I'm telling people about that, just making sure you understand. But one of the reasons why, when you have a smaller business, regardless of what the ethnic background of the people who are doing it, understand that buying in bulk, because they have less of the ability to buy in bulk, their products, they're going to have to price them. So don't be, I guess my whole thing is, remember, this is why when you are spending money with companies and organizations, look at it more of as an investment, because especially for people who I deal with, they know whatever they spend, they're going to get it back. They know that. And eventually you guys will learn to know that or come to know that. And instead of looking at it as though, oh, I spent money, I lost, I wasted money. No, you made an investment. All right. So remember that. But yeah, by the way, you can buy these nuts at dznuts.co. That's dznuts.co. Don't put that other letter on the end, just .co. And one of the things that I love about these nuts is that we have financial instruments on the back of these. So eventually, what is a financial instrument? It's a currency. All right. It's a currency. I'm holding up to the wrong camera. Yeah, but this is a currency. All right. We'll get into that someday. But when you support, your smaller businesses, you're going to have assets and access to a lot of different things. So, all right. Just keep that in mind when you all support businesses, smaller businesses, or any business. Everything is an investment. All right, because we deal with the universal laws. I want y'all to know, I'm ready to get up out of here. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let's make this a wonderful year. All right, 2024 was all that, baby. 2025 gonna be even better. All right, we out. I want you to know I love you. Diva Lyri. We're gonna see you next week. We're gonna see you next week. Where is my music? I love you. Give me a hug. Bye-bye.